Hello everyone, Dark Kirby 14 here, welcome to our Super Mario Galaxy 2.
I'm Green Draco 313. Like, this is being recorded on February 27th. I watched a video earlier. I was wanting to talk to Kirby about this video is true. Like, I agree with this. Like, three teams that have most to prove in 2023. First team being the Jaguars to show that this season wasn't a fluke for them. The second being the San Francisco 49ers. The third being the Buffalo Bills. But it's been a while since we streamed this. I don't remember where we left off. When I hope I said back when we first streamed, when we first did the recording on the first video, what day it was. I don't even remember when we recorded the first episode of this. I'll know it once the first episode is released, but I'll always say it.
Let's go to that new place.
Okay, this is the... Oh yeah, this is where there's a star near the beginning, in a hidden area. See that the Commanders released Carson Wentz?
Not surprised. Honestly,
Do you think he just retires now?
Should.
Yeah, it's like I thought he was a great quarterback, and when he tore his ACL, he was never the same.
Oh no!
If Carson Wentz never tore his ACL in 2017, what do you think his career could have been like?
Probably would have been an all-star. But I think the bigger problem was the Clowny hit.
Clowny hit, okay, but it's just like. I can't doubt Jalen Hurts anymore because he's proven me wrong on a lot of.
We'll see.
It's just this year the Eagles have the hardest strength of schedule. I still think it's hard to believe that both our teams made the Super Bowl, but for Cincinnati fans, that late hit out of bounds was a legit hit. The referees did not cause Joe Burrow to get sacked 5 times and to throw 2 interceptions. But James Bradbury admitted that was a holding call, and that was. He would have not done nothing to Juju. There was dare I say it, the Eagles would have won the Super Bowl. Because Jalen Hurts would have had more than enough time to get downfield for a touchdown.
But who knows if they would have gotten downfield. You can't really guarantee that.
You saw they were able to get downfield and get the 2-point conversion. Was one thing that they might ban is that rugby push and the quarterback sneak. Do you agree with that?
I don't know how you... My question is, how would you even enforce it?
I don't know. It's like you can't have players push the quarterback. But you are able to push the running back. But, yeah, but the Jaguars, I agree that with this, unlike in 2017, they collapsed after Saxonville. Trevor Lawrence and Jaguars has got to prove that this season wasn't a fluke for them. Because for us, the Titans are collapsing. Ryan Tannehill did well in the 2019 playoffs against New England and Baltimore, but he's not the answer, and I don't trust Chris Ballard and the Colts. Neither do I trust Nick Caserio and the Texans. They proved me if
Caserio's done good work there.
Well, I don't agree with him hiring and firing Lovie Smith and David Coley. Like I understand maybe about hiring David Coley because there's probably no one. He had to get someone that's desperate for the job. But if they were just gonna tank, why not just keep David Coley? But if Chris Ballard pulls a Howie Roseman,
here's the thing. What if D'Amico Ryans was always their guy?
Why couldn't they get him sooner?
Because he was with the Niners, he still had a contract.
Okay, but if Chris Ballard, what are the chances he pulls a Howie Roseman and redeems himself?
It's gonna take a while for that.
Yes, they should have sent. I knew this would likely happen. That they would Colts would fire Frank Wright, but keep Chris Ballard. I'm kind of shocked they didn't promote Jeff Saturday for full-time head coach. Like it's a trend. After the Eagles lose their offensive coordinator after a Super Bowl, you know. What was the Eagles? Shane, what's his last name? How do you pronounce his last name?
Station.
Station. Okay. Shane Station to Nick Sirianni, from Nick Sirianni, from Frank Wright, from Doug Peterson, from Andy Reid, from Mike Holmgren, from Bill Walsh, and from Paul Brown. Teacher to students. Jonathan Gannon for the. You said it after you won against the Patriots in the Super Bowl 50. Was it Super Bowl 52? That victory comes at a price. Defeat comes at a price too.
Well, just getting to the Super Bowl comes at a price too in a lot of ways.
Yeah, it's like Eric Bieniemy. I think they should have canned Ron Rivera. And like, I'm surprised Eric Bieniemy. I understand why he left because he didn't want to be Andy Reid's shadow, but this is his chance for him to call plays now. Ron Rivera. He didn't know that the Commanders could be eliminated when they lost to the Browns. He should have been fired for that because he's had 3 winning seasons in his 12 years of coaching. 5 playoff appearances, where 2 of them were he made with a losing season. But now in this day and age, you need a young offensive-minded coach. But the Cardinals. Did you want Jonathan Gannon fired? Because what is defense? He couldn't get a single sack or turnover on the Chiefs, but I guess he just wanted the Cardinals head coaching job. I would say he already is a better head coach than Cliff Kingsbury. It's going to take I don't know what it would take for Cliff Kingsbury was. Who didn't see Cliff Kingsbury besides people in Arizona seeing he was going to be a failure? He was a Coach Patrick Mahomes in college, but he couldn't win with them. He was a bad college coach. What makes him think a bad college coach would be a good head coach? He should enjoy being in Thailand with women that have butt cheeks on their swimsuits. Oh, someone else would.
Definitely he's definitely getting a happy ending.
Yeah, like someone said this, does Chris Ballard have pictures of Jim Irsay humping the cocaine bear?
Oh,
It's just like I just don't. Well, either Jim Irsay is an idiot or
no. Jim Irsay's an idiot. Jim Irsay's
okay. The Pete Carroll and Josh Snyder proved it. Okay, sorry.
He thought Matt Ryan was still a great quarterback.
Yes, and he thought people had the Colts as Super Bowl contenders because Matt Ryan was. They thought 37-year-old Matt Ryan was an upgraded QB. He was an upgraded QB over Ryan. He wasn't even better than Ryan Tannehill. But
I honestly think they should just stick with Sam Howell or Ellinger and ride the tank. Honestly,
I see a lot of people saying that. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised for what they draft. Whether they draft a quarterback or draft an offensive lineman. It all really depends on if Matt Ryan retires. It doesn't matter what they do. Colts aren't getting anywhere with Chris Ballard. It's just all the people.
I don't think Ballard is as much the problem as I think it is Irsay is the problem.
Well, he's refusing to fire Chris Ballard. It's just like in the time where Dan Snyder refused to fire Bruce Allen until he did, and the Giants didn't fire. They let David Gettleman retire with dignity, and they just let the Cardinals let I forgot his name.
Here's the thing. It shouldn't matter the fact of how David Gettleman is fired. The only thing that should matter is he's gone. If one way or another, he's gone. Which would be all you.
He's like a Chris Ballard is a drinking buddy for Jim Irsay. he called him a winner. He built a team that was meant for Andrew Luck.
I would not go that far. I still think they could have been something regardless. It's just that, as I said before, they kept trying to go after the quarterback but fix nothing else about the team. They
tried to go for the veteran quarterback approach. Like, well, who's going to protect the quarterback? What was Frank Wright supposed to do? The only weapon they had was a number 2 Michael Pittman. Last year, Jonathan Taylor carried the team. Carson Wentz had better stats and played better than Matt Ryan did in 2022.
Matt Ryan, like I said it before, and I said it before at the start of the time. Matt Ryan hasn't been good since the pandemic started. He has not been good since then.
Yeah, I said it at the time where Chiefs are the best team in the AFC West unless proven otherwise. I should have looked up Nathaniel Hackett's history. He was a bad offensive coordinator for the Bills and Jaguars, but
I honestly forgot. I did not know he was with the Bills. I only knew about his time with the Jaguars.
Yes, he was in 2013-14, but I should have looked up his history. But I had concerns about Nathaniel Hackett because he was a rookie head coach. He didn't call plays in Green Bay, but everyone and their mother, everyone except Mark Davis and Derek Carr knew that Josh McDaniels is an idiot. Raiders can't fire him because they're too cash poor. It's always nice when, Rich Bisaccia deserves so much better because it's always nice when you receive hand letters from someone nowadays. I remember getting one when I used to work at a grocery store. It was very nice, but Rich Bisaccia deserves so much better. It might have not been a playoff team again, but he would have been a cheaper option and a better option than Josh McDaniels. Getting the Patriots alive, unless you have Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, it doesn't work. As for the Chargers, I knew that even though they have the talent and they can play well against the Chiefs, Brandon Staley is holding the team back. I knew he was an idiot for getting over-aggressive against the Chiefs on that Thursday night game in 2021, getting overconfident against the Texans, and then overthinking against the Raiders that cost him a playoff spot. People had the Broncos and Chargers. There was one guy who had the Chiefs missing the playoffs. Who didn't have the Chiefs as a playoff team. They even had the Raiders winning the division, but
the Raiders. I knew they were gonna
yeah, so this guy, the guy who does record predictions, he had the Broncos and Raiders both at 12-5, the Chargers at 11-6, and the Chiefs at 10-7, missing the playoffs.
I wonder what he had the Colts at.
He had them as a winning record, but
yeah, I will say I was wrong about one thing. I didn't think the Colts would be this bad.
You predicted to be this bad. Like in 2020, remember in 2021, I asked you, who do you think is the most likely to go from first to worst? You said Seattle, and you were right, but you didn't predict they would be that bad. But for Seattle, I thought at first that Jody Allen, Paul Allen's sister, felt like she would dishonor her late brother by firing Pete Carroll and John Snyder. But Pete Carroll and John Snyder knew what they were doing. They're owed an apology. But they were willing to get rid of their franchise quarterback but keep the 70-year-old coach. They did better. Russell Wilson was holding the team back. When a player cares more about individual stats more than team wins, that's a sign. That's not a good sign. But as for other teams that improved, that were shot, like the Giants, it's not what you have, it's how you use it. Brian Dable what he did with Gettleman's players. Just imagine if Brian Dable was the head coach of the Broncos and the Chargers. Their roster of talent.
All right,
what would you say?